One of my subscribers was telling me about this, but I wasn't sure how true it was because I only at the time had saw one article about it. And the article that I tried to pull up, it wouldn't let me read it. But now it's been hours since I was notified of this, and I decided to go look it up again because I said I definitely need to address it. And sure enough, I found one of several articles that's about to be relatable to this topic I'm about to discuss. Of course, y'all know in this picture, this is Nancy Pelosi, who I just found out she won her, barely, her seat back. And based on what I've learned of what she's proposing and could possibly get passed, will add more into the agenda. And y'all already know what I mean when I say that. So they said this was posted on January 2nd, 2021. It is currently January 4th, 2021. And this is coming from the Business Insider. It says a new proposal in the House of Representatives could eliminate gendered language from its rules. I'm going to just go ahead and get into the article. The House of Representatives on Sunday is set to vote on a series of changes that would eliminate all gendered words like mother, father, he, and she from its rules. We know who that caters to the most. To the non-binary individuals, or what we call pronoun people. In addition to these specific words, the proposal outlines dozens of other shifts to gender-neutral language, as well as the establishment of an Office of Diversity and Inclusion. The proposal was put forth by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Rules Committee Chair James McGovern. In a press release, McGovern said the proposal promotes inclusion and diversity and is a way to honor all gender identities by changing pronouns and familial relationships in the House rules to be gender neutral. And already, before I even go any further, people are already upset about this, and rightfully so. Because they like all this stuff going on right now in the world, and this is something and this is what's being proposed. Something that could have been well on the back burner. And as far as I'm concerned, could have stayed on the back burner. Pelosi called the proposal a series of bold reforms that reflect the views and values of a full range of our historically diverse House Democratic majority. Scholars have long studied the effect of gendered language on biases and perception. One 2016 study published in Frontiers of Psychology, for example, said the way gender is encoded in a language may be associated with societal gender equality. The study says research consistently demonstrates that male-centric words like chairman and policeman, as opposed to chair or police officer, evoke a male bias and mental representation and make readers or listeners think more of male than female exemplars when prompted. So there you go right there. This is a very gynocratic, academy-driven proposal that they have. Look at what it said. It says consistently demonstrates that male-centric. So basically, when you sum it all up, this thing is going after, I'm going to just go ahead, it's going after the patriarchy. So it sounds very like white people clashing with each other, but then it spills out onto the rest of us. If you want to, if that's the best way that I could put it. The push for gender inclusive language drew ire from House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, who said in a Friday tweet that the effort was stupid. The top Republican signed his tweet of father, son, and brother. McGovern and proponents of the changes argue the rules are meant to be not just inclusive but also accurate. The proposal comes as a growing number of Hall team members and non-binary people who may not use or identify with gendered pronouns have been elected to serve at various levels of government. So because a few have been put into certain positions, they're trying to switch a lot of stuff around just to cater to a small few. I keep telling people about that academy. They may be a small few, but they are making a lot of noise to the point where you think it's a lot of them. But look at the thing. They're trying to ban words that we have known to use for so long. So it's almost like if you use those words in your capacity, what you're going to do? Are you going to fine people for that? Are they going to get hit with charges? Are they going to get remember, you have Hall T going around here saying that they're this and that they're that, and that if you don't call them that, they'll call you this and that phobic. What kind of phobic are they going to throw behind this is the question. Are they going to call you gender phobic? Socially, gender inclusive language has been gaining traction in recent years. A 2019 Pew Research survey found that about 1 in 5 Americans know someone who uses a pronoun other than he or she. Those odds increased to 32% among the younger respondents surveyed between the ages of 18 and 29. Well, that was one article right there. I'm going to read you another one. Usually I don't like to read more than one article, but we just got to put this in perspective. And this next article I'm reading right here is coming from the New York Post. It says New York GOP Congresswoman blasts Nancy Pelosi's new House gender rules. And I think I'm reading this one because this one's coming from another woman. It says some of New York's most prominent female Republicans derided and mocked Speaker Nancy Pelosi's proposal to eliminate gendered language from the official White House rules. Instead of reviving the economy, restoring our constitutional freedoms, and delivering results for the American people, Speaker Pelosi has chosen her debut legislation, which would ban words like mother, sister, and daughter. Upstate Representative Elise Stefanik told the Post. Obviously, she is triggered by the historic number of GOP women elected to Congress who will fire Nancy Pelosi once and for all in 2022. Staten Island's Congresswoman-elect Nicole Maliotakis, I probably messed up her name, also had words for the new rules. There are millions of Americans suffering. Our economy is hurting. Vaccine distribution is lagging. And Nancy Pelosi and the House Democrats are worried about this nonsense, she said. Here's a gender-neutral word to describe this legislation. Ridiculous. Proposed changes to the rules of the House of Representatives will honor all gender identities by eliminating such specific terms as mother and father, son and daughter, and aunt and uncle. Instead, only gender-neutral terms such as parent, child, sibling, and parent's sibling. Imagine me going around and referring to my aunt and uncle as parent's sibling. Or instead of saying brother-in-law, you just say in-law or whatever crap or something like that. And I just use that as an example. You see how and hear how ridiculous that sounds? Those are their words and I'm going to co-opt them. It is ridiculous. Outrage even made its way all the way to the all-important Georgia Senate runoff where Republican Kelly Loeffler warned it was reason enough to vote for her. The far-left priorities everyone. If you'd like to still be able to call yourself a father, daughter, mother, or son, vote for me and at Purdue Senate on Tuesday, she tweeted Saturday, adding, sincerely a proud daughter. Meanwhile, top Dems in Congress took credit for the new regulations. I'm proud to start the 117th Congress by drafting these historic rules, Representative Jim McGovern said in a tweet. Pelosi touted the new rules, calling them the most inclusive in history. Listen, they do all this stuff for inclusivity, and they end up backfiring almost every time. However, both Pelosi and McGovern continue to use gendered terms to describe themselves on their respective Twitter pages Saturday. How about that? So you mean to tell me the people that are enforcing this or are pro gender neutral terms are still using terms that they would deem to be outdated once this goes through? How hypocritical of them. But then again, this is the same woman that went and got her hair done during the pandemic and got caught and never really got reprimanded for it. The new rules are expected to be voted on when the House reconvenes on Sunday. The rules also got a big boost from progressive Queens Bronx Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, of course. That doesn't surprise me. Who said she was grateful for Representative McGovern's leadership during the process. One Capitol insider told the Post the idea for nixing gender from the new rules package likely originated in the House Office of Diversity and Inclusion. The same rules also enshrine the office as a permanent new addition to the Capitol. The agency was created by Democrats and one of the first acts at the start of the previous Congress. This office is charged with submitting to Congress a diversity plan to direct and guide House employing offices to recruit, hire, train, develop, advance, promote, and retain a diverse workforce. Read its official about page. Now, see, like I said, it starts there in that office level, in that office setting, and then eventually it starts to branch out into other sectors. Eventually, almost every single time. This is absolutely ridiculous. Like this is what they're spending their time on. To everybody out there listening, this is what they're spending their time on. But hey, these are the people that y'all voted for. I didn't put them there. Y'all did, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I can tell the Academy probably will be very happy about this. But that's on them. I'm still going to refer and say he, she, her, him, mother, father, uncle, aunt, so on and so forth, grandfather, grandmother. And that'll be that. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you haven't done so already, make sure you have your notifications turned on to all, and I will talk to you in the next one.